Yo, what's going on, guys? You new here. Today's video, I'll be taking you through a walkthrough of a track that I am currently working on, hopefully soon to be released. Just in advance, I just want to say I'm very sorry for the mic quality. Um, yeah, I'll have to work with it for now until I actually get a new mic, which eventually will hopefully be soon. But yeah, let's start with the track. We'll start with the vocal first. Basically, how I got inspired was I found this vocal along with the stab that I'll play right after the vocal. But I found the vocal and I knew that I had to do something with it. I've heard a lot of people and other fellow producers, friends of mine, work with this vocal, and I knew I had to do something with it. Here's the vocal solo by itself.
Wind it back, 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 back.
So that's the vocal. Here's the stab that I was talking about, along with the vocal that I found. So basically, we'll start with the vocal. I didn't do too much with the vocal. Just some reverb, ping pong delay, and utility for volume control. To make sure everything is sitting right in the mix and nothing's poking out, and your mixes sound really good. Um, Basically, I still have the EQ. I haven't really got around to that yet. We'll move on to the lead now. Basically, the lead is that stab I showed you before with another stab. Here's the other stab. Here's both the leads together, just soloed. Both leads are very simple. Long tail reverb, Ableton stock reverb plugin. I have Valhalla, but I have really been enjoying the way my productions have been sounding with the reverb stock plugins from Ableton. Kickstart, sidechain, EQ, and also utility control. It's always about volume control, always, and simple things. I like my productions really simple. As you can see, I only use the max 24 channels for this whole track. Next, we'll move on to the drums. Basically, this drum loop is, I found this drum loop, didn't like the claps. The claps were too phasey for me, so I found claps that I always use in all my productions and cut them out and put my claps in, but this is the drum loop by itself. Very simple drum loop, really groovy. Same with my drums, they're really simple. You know, Utility control, and that's about it. Still have to get around to EQing it, and maybe put some compression on it or something, make those drums stand out. Next, we'll move on to the kick. So with my kicks, I like to take my top kick and my low end of my kick and put them into two different samplers, basically. I feel like it gives it more of a punch when I do this. I've been doing this for years. I take my top kick, cut the low end off, and utility, mono it. Always mono your bass lines and your kicks. This is what the top kick sounds like, solo. Here's a low end kick with the high end EQ'd, because vice versa, you don't want those sounds together. You get really overall bad mix, and those sounds will clash together, and you do not want that. Also a mono with utility control on it. Here's the kicks together. I just feel like it punches through the mix more. I find it more better on my side of production to just do this than put a compressor and push the shit out of it. I don't like that. It's just real easier for me to do this. I still get a good solid kick with a nice EQ. Next, we'll move on to the bass line. So the bass line, also really simple. Just basically, I do this for all my tracks with the bass lines. Open silent, initialize preset, octave -2 with a simple sine wave, and a little bit of distortion around 3.30 to 3.53, not too much. I like my bass lines to where you can hear the nice saturation on the bass line, but it's not too overpowering, where it's nice and controlled. Sidechain, kickstart, saturator, not too much, auto filters, sidechain to the kick so the kick can poke through the mix, really nice. With EQ, also utility, volume control, in mono, and a nice little boost right here in the 134 frequency to make that saturation stick out just a little bit more. Here's the bass line, really simple. Basically, it's just like a Melbourne bounce bass line with some pitch bends on it. I let the pitch bend do the work for me, so it sounds like the bass line's moving a lot, but it's really just one note going straight across with pitch bend, so it sounds like it's doing a lot of movement, but it's really not, just like I said, one note. Here it is with the kick and the bass line. Really groovy, really simple. And my effects, move to my effects. So I have a Cashmere exhaust, basically with sidechain on it. If you do not have the Volume 1 or Volume 2 Cashmere packs, I recommend you getting them. And they're a lifesaver. They change my productions dramatically. Every single kick that you hear in every single one of my productions has been a Cashmere kick. I will never change. I don't think I will. Cashmere pack has the best kicks, and I love them. And I love his effects also. Basically, here's my effects. So really simple. This reverse white noise effect with a drum hit is basically just a little loop I found. I chopped it up, made it my own style. Just a reverse white noise to a drum with no reverb, so it doesn't, make the mix muddy. Just really simple. Here's the track again. Just let you listen to it.
Back.
Also, every 8 bars I like to introduce new, sounds to the overall track. So usually with every production I do, every 8 bars I introduce new drums or a certain effect if I find one that I like. I'm very picky, so I usually don't use effects, we mainly use drums. But after the first 8 bar drop, I introduce a shaker to the mix. It's a shaker straight out of the Cashmere pack. I chopped off that low end because it's not needed. Boosted a little bit of the highs. Also utility control right here, and with some sidechain on it. This is what it sounds like solo. And all together of just the drums soloed. Yeah, just really simple. Keeps the energy going, keeps it interesting, introducing new sounds, and yeah, just keeping the overall flow of the track going and pushing forward. Next we'll move to my master. Basically my master chain, it's not something I have saved, or this is something that's burnt in my brain. I've been using this master chain forever. I know I don't save it because I know it's burnt in my brain, like I said. First thing is EQ. I keep my EQ first on my master chain. Take those frequencies out of the mix that don't need to be there or not needed. Cut bass lines around 39.5, 40 hertz. Next is a mixture. Make everything sound really put together, glued, and everything just really there all together. Makes everything just sound really good. Next, auto filter and reverb on my buildup, because my buildup without these would just be a regular buildup. These effects that I use are automated on my buildup on my master chain. Basically, it makes a buildup sound bigger than what it is. Just a helpful tip. Been doing that on all my tracks for years also. And to push my tracks volume wise, I don't do anything fancy like use like some ozone volume pusher or anything fancy. Basically I just make sure my tracks are mixed really well. I'm not really good at mixing. I'm still learning day to day just like everybody else. Basically I just mix my tracks as best as I can, and then I just push it with the utility, nothing fancy. And I do a mono stereo comparison with the utility right here with the width. If it sounds good in mono like it does stereo, then you did your job and you did the mix right. But that's about it. Just everything's really simple for me. Yeah, nothing too technical. All really simple stuff. And yeah, I'll play the track one more time.
Back.
So yeah, this is the first video on the channel. If you have any video ideas or stuff you would like to see, just drop it in the comments below, or just tweet me on Twitter at ITSUKNEW. It's Yunu. I'll read all your guys' video recommendations and hopefully get a video going on that pretty soon. If you like what you learned today, or what you saw, what you heard, just drop a like and subscribe. More content coming soon. Also, all my music is free over on soundcloud.com/Yunu. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. I'm Yunu, and I'm out.
I get those